If I could go back and do my Roth conversions again, I'd make this one crucial change, and it could have saved me thousands in taxes and a lot of regret. This is something I've unfortunately heard more than once or twice. And the truth is, even when you think you're doing everything right, there's one detail so many people overlook. So I'm going to show you exactly what you'll need to do differently and how you can avoid one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to Roth conversions. So your tax gain plan gives you more freedom and peace of mind and not future headaches. Before diving into my recommended strategy, let's talk about the mistake that so many people make with their Roth conversions. Because if you're nearing retirement or already doing conversions, there's a good chance that this might be able to affect you. Roth conversions are often painted as a tax hack, a one-time decision where you pay taxes now so you don't have to later on. And while it's true in principle, the way that some people actually execute these conversions ends up costing them more than it saves them. It looks smart on paper, but in real life, the consequences can ripple through your entire retirement plan. Here's what typically happens. Someone is told to get as much as possible in their Roth, especially in their early retirement years or after leaving a high-income job. They take that advice literally and convert a large portion, if not all, of their traditional IRA or their 401k to Roth in a single year, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. It seems efficient, right? Pay the tax once, get the money growing tax-free, and you don't have to worry about it ever again. But what's often overlooked is how that sudden spike in income can trigger other hidden taxes and unintended effects. By converting too much in one year, many retirees accidentally push themselves into a higher marginal tax bracket, not just for federal income tax, but there's other tax systems as well. One of the most common consequences is triggering IRMA, or Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, which is a surcharge on your Medicare premiums. These surcharges increase what you pay for Medicare Part B and Part D, and they're based on your modified adjusted gross income from 2 years prior. So it's a 2-year look back. So a big Roth conversion at age 63 could spike your Medicare costs at age 65, often unexpectedly. Worse still, a large Roth conversion can raise your taxable income enough to cause more of your Social Security benefits to become taxable, another stealth tax that many people don't anticipate. For retirees taking distributions from multiple income sources, this can be a tipping point. In some cases, unfortunately, we've seen prospects and other people pay far more in taxes than they might have otherwise had to if their conversion had just been more measured. Many people don't understand that every Roth conversion comes with a break-even point, the moment when the upfront taxes that you paid are offset by the long-term tax-free growth and withdrawals. But when someone executes a really large Roth conversion and pays significantly more in taxes than necessary, that break-even point gets pushed further back into the future. And here's the risk that most people overlook. If your lifespan ends up being shorter than you expected, or if you need to draw down your assets earlier than you had planned, you may never reach that break-even point. In that case, the conversion doesn't just fall short, it could actually backfire, leaving you with higher taxes and less flexibility than if you did nothing at all. Now, if you are concerned about whether Roth conversions are the right fit for you or how much you should be converting each year, you may find value in my retirement readiness review. I'll send you a personal video where I walk through your retirement situation and I take a look at your spending, both on your lifestyle expenses and we can look at Roth conversions to see what those could look like. All you have to do is answer a few questions at the link in the description. Now, I can only do about 15 of these per month, so if you are interested, I recommend you get started, but wait until the video is over. So what's the alternative? If it's not avoiding Roth conversions altogether, it should be about approaching them strategically, more with a long-term mindset. The strategy many professionals use and what we coach our clients through is instead of converting a huge amount in a single year, we spread slightly smaller conversion amounts across multiple years, staying within intentional tax thresholds that preserve both efficiency and flexibility within your plan. Because you, as the client, you also need to be comfortable with how much you're converting. Many people often cannot stomach the idea of having to pay a 6-figure tax bill at the start of their retirement, which is totally understandable. So here's how it works. Rather than aiming for a total dollar amount to convert, you aim to fill specific tax brackets, often up to the top of the 22 or maybe the 24% marginal tax brackets, depending on your situation. This creates a ceiling or a taxable income guardrail that you don't cross. In practice, that means running annual tax projections to see how much room exists in your current tax bracket, and then converting just enough to reach but not exceed that limit. Now, as a side note, if your advisor is advising on Roth conversions for you, but he or she is not collecting your tax return annually, I ask how they're able to do that. Just food for thought. Now, by doing this, retirees avoid jumping into higher tax brackets unnecessarily. And they also keep their modified adjusted gross income low enough to avoid IRMA surcharges, to protect their Social Security benefits from excess taxation, and to maintain the ability to do other planning strategies like tax loss harvesting, or maybe capital gain harvesting if those are more appealing throughout the year. The strategy also gives you control over the timing of your conversions. For example, if you retire at 65, but you don't take Social Security until 68, you really have a multi-year window of lower income. That's a prime opportunity to convert modest amounts from your traditional to Roth each year. And if done right, you can reduce the size of your future required minimum distributions, or RMDs, which are forced withdrawals from pre-tax accounts starting at age 73 currently. And it can smooth out your taxable income throughout the entirety of your retirement. Another benefit of spreading out conversions is the ability to coordinate with other parts of your financial plan. For instance, if a retiree sells a business or receives a pension lump sum given in a single year, they may choose to pause conversions temporarily to avoid bracket creep. In other years, especially those years where they have less income, they may increase their conversions. As you can see, this approach really isn't static. It adapts to your real life situations, and that's why I always say financial planning is not a set it and forget it exercise. And remember when I mentioned that IRMA, the income related monthly adjustment amount for Medicare, has a 2-year look back? Well, what if you retire at 62? In that year, you could potentially do a slightly larger Roth conversion because you don't have to worry about tipping into a larger IRMA surcharge bracket because they don't come into play until you're age 63. As a final note on future benefits of strategic Roth conversions, they can also help with your estate planning. As we discussed, Roth accounts don't have RMDs during your lifetime as the owner of the account, but they also pass tax-free to your heirs if handled correctly. So converting more to Roth can actually create a more streamlined and tax-efficient legacy, which can be especially important if your children, or maybe it's your siblings, or whoever is going to inherit your investment accounts if they're in their highest earning years. So it's kind of like you're paying the taxes for them, a gift on top of a gift. Ultimately, Roth conversions can be incredibly powerful, but only when they're done correctly and with purpose. The mistake so many people make is treating them like a one-time transaction instead of a long-term strategy. A multi-year conversion approach method allows you to be proactive and not reactive. It helps you move more money into Roth at the right pace, in the right windows, and in a way that's going to support your full retirement plan, not just your current tax return. I hope you found value in today's video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.